हमारे साथ में खास मेहमान जुड़ रहे हैं। हमारे साथ में हैं कौशिक जी। कौशिक रामचंद्रन जी हैं, डोयोटा सॉल्यूशंस के फाउंडर हैं और करीब 2.5 से 3 दशक का उनका एक्सपीरियंस है। कौशिक जी, बहुत स्वागत है हमारे शो पर एक बार फिर।
Good morning, Lavjit. Thanks for calling once again.
Thanks for coming, sir. Kaushik sir, we understand that you have a very long experience, BITS Pilani to IIM Lucknow, and then you came up with that financial model. एक स्पेशल ऐसा कुछ आपने फाइनेंशियल वेलनेस मॉडल बनाया जिसके माध्यम से आप स्पेशली आई गेस फोकसिंग ऑन सैलरीड पीपल, कि जो लोग एम्प्लॉयड हैं, जो जॉब्स में हैं, वो पैसे को अपनी सैलरीज को या सैलरी के बाद में जो उनकी सेविंग्स हैं उसको कैसे बचाएं और उसको कैसे बढ़ाएं। If I'm not wrong, you've done that. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So can you just briefly tell us about that model? What is that financial wellness model?
Yeah. Correct. See, financial management is not a very complex thing. It's only our behavior makes the financial, management very complex. So, हमने जो क्या किया कि उसको simplify करने के लिए सब how everybody can understand financial management and implement for themselves. So इसके लिए हमने मॉडल को हम बोलते हैं कि 5 secrets, right? जो पहला जो secrets है, how much to save, right? What is the amount that I should save? It doesn't matter, मैं कितना भी कमाऊं वो फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। मैं 10,000 कमाऊं, मैं 10 लाख कमाऊं, वो फर्क नहीं पड़ता है। बट लेकिन जो मैं जो कमा रहा हूं उसमें से कितना सेव करना है, जो फर्स्ट सीक्रेट है, so which we call 30-30, 40-50 and 50-100, right? ये क्या होता है कि 30-30, see when I am 30 years, right, I should save 30% of my income, right? When I am 40 years, I should save 40% of my income, right? 50% of my income, 40-50. And when I'm 50 years, I should save 100% of my income. So then everybody starts asking me this question: how can I save 100% of my income? See, by the time my 50 साल तक मैं पहुंच जाता हूं, I should be living on my passive income rather than my active income. जो 50 साल के बाद मेरे को पता नहीं, वो उम्र होने के बाद मेरे को पता नहीं कि नौकरी रहेगा ना रहेगा, वो सब lot of uncertainty is there. So by the time I'm 50 years, I should have ensured that I have enough retirement corpus. और रिटायरमेंट कॉर्पस से मेरे को जो मंथली जो खर्चा जो है उसको मैनेज करना पड़ना है। तो जो whatever I earn after 50 is all bonus, right? So by the time I am 50, I should be able to save 100% of my income. So इसमें जो मुश्किल जो है 30-30, when I'm 30 years to save the 30% is very difficult. If I can do 30% saving at the time of 30, and if I can do 50% saving at the time of 40, that 50-100 will be automatically it will happen, right? जो मुश्किल जो है, ये जो सीक्रेट में जो है 30% saving when I'm 30 years, whatever I'm earning. So if I can do that, automatically my saving starts growing. Second secret is, see, many people start focusing on the expenses, right? Expense को control करना है, all that, but expense control करना बहुत मुश्किल है. So we tell all our clients, just have only one budget. आपको एक ही बजट होना चाहिए, that is how much do I save. If I have only that budget very clear, then automatically rest will fall in place. बाकी जो है, after you saved money, right, then you can start spending wherever you want without having any budget. Just go ahead and spend the money. Make sure that your first budget is for saving money and do that. So that's the first model. The second secret is, when I'm saving money, saving and investments, they are two different things. जो सेविंग जो है मैं बचाता हूँ, I mean just जो whatever I'm earning, I'm saving from there. Now the second part is investment, right? How do I invest that money, whatever I'm saving? Investment comes with risk, right? I need to take risk. Whenever I have to grow my money, whenever I have to start getting decent amount of return, then I have to start taking risk. So the second secret is how much risk that I should take, right? So the risk depends on what is my cash flow. जो मेरे को जो cash flow जो आने वाला है अगले 5 साल में, उसमें तो रिस्क नहीं लेना है. So that you keep it safe, right? Secondly, you can, once you have done enough saving for your next 5-year expenses, जो long term जो savings जो है, long term के लिए जो है, उसमें definitely हमको रिस्क लेना ही है, because long term में रिस्क लेते हैं तो हमको फायदा मिलता ही है. So the second is keep aside in what we call as 3 buckets. We call keep money in 3 buckets. That's the second secret. First bucket is for your emergency fund. आपको जो 1 साल के लिए जो खर्चे जो होने वाला है उसको इमरजेंसी फंड में रखिए, और दूसरा जो है आपको जो अगले 5 साल के जो आने वाला है उसका एक बकेट को हम बोलते हैं जो मीडियम टर्म एक्सपेंसेस, और तीसरा जो है लॉन्ग टर्म. जो रिस्क जो लेना है वो लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए जो है उसमें लेना है. So first priority, make sure that you have enough for the next 5 years, and then start taking risk for the long term. That's a second secret. Third secret is I have to protect my family. जिसको शादी हुआ है, उसको family है, family को protect करना है. Right, they should insure themselves. So उसमें जो rule है, secret जो है, at least 10 times of my annual income, minimum 10 times of my annual income I should cover myself, to protect my family. Fourth जो secret जो है, हम बताते हैं कि जो home loan is very, good for me. The interest rates are very low. I also get tax benefits, and I can build my another asset class by borrowing money rather than putting my own money. So at least have 25% of your monthly income paying towards your EMI, right? For especially to your home loan. And the last secret, Joy, 5 secrets: make sure that you take benefits of all taxation rules. Right? There are section 80C, 80D, 80E, 80G, जो है, जो SRA, सबको benefit जो है, सब benefit लेना है, tax benefit. So when I follow these 5 secrets, automatically the financial management can fall into a simple process. So this is a process that we recommend for all our clients.
Wonderful. Kaushik sir, इसमें दो चीजें I want to emphasize and discuss even further, या at least elaborate it further for my viewers. One is, एक आपने amazing चीज बताई है कि savings is not what is left after I have spent my money on my expenses, as in after expenditure जो बचता है, that is not saving. तो आपने मेरा तो पूरा सिस्टम हिला दिया, आपने मेरा पूरा सारा अब आज तक का जितना भी मेरा कैलकुलेशन था या जो मेरा जो उसका इक्वेशन था, आपने सब वो खराब कर दिया, सब ब्रेक कर दिया. बिकॉज यू आर सेइंग कि पहले वो सेविंग जाएगा, उसके बाद व्हाटएवर इज लेफ्ट दैट is to be used for that is your budget for spending, right? So ये तो मुझे आज तक कभी बचपन से अब कभी मेरे ना किसी स्कूल ने बताया, ना कभी मेरे को किसी मेरे फैमिली पेरेंट्स किसी ने नहीं बताया कि ये ऐसे होना चाहिए था. मैं तो आज तक ये समझता था कि पहले ये सैलरी आ गई मेरी, इस सैलरी में मेरे ये खर्चे हैं, मुझे ये रेंट देना है, ये अलग अलग एक्सपेंसेस हैं, ये फूड, ये लॉजिंग, ये कपड़े, ये सारा चीजें, इसके बाद जो बचा दैट इज माई सेविंग. So that is how I have lived with my entire life, and today you are telling me, this is pretty late, that I get to know that I was doing it all wrong.
See, this is particularly in the last 20 years. See what happened is now what we call the discretionary spending. There are दो तरीके के spending होते हैं. एक जो है discretionary spending और दूसरा जो है non-discretionary spending. Non-discretionary spending like my food, clothes, and जो basic जो है, रोटी कपड़ा मकान, that's non-discretionary, right? Discretionary spending जो है, जो मेरा mobile phone है, मैं कौन सा range पे, today if I want to buy a mobile, I can buy for 20,000, I can buy for 1.5 lakhs. So that's a discretionary. What is the amount that I have to spend on? And similarly, any gadgets, anything, any travel, any expenses. So today, what is happening is the discretionary spending is a bigger part of our spending. जो basic spending जो है वो बहुत कम है आजकल. But to control the discretionary spending is very, very difficult. It's not possible to control, especially the eating out, right? Today, आजकल you have so many things to order. Just open your mobile phone and you can order anything that you want today, right? So automatically, even if you don't have money, आप credit card use कर सकते हैं. आप कोई भी बहुत सारा चीज यूज करके आपको जो spending करे को बहुत सारा options है, वो control करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. तो इसके लिए जो है हमारा जो ये नया जो ये जो नया नहीं है, सब लोग यही बोलते हैं कि जब before you start spending money, make sure that you have a budget for saving. वो सेव करने के बाद वो सेविंग जो है, वो सेविंग हमको वो बेसिकली क्या है, उसको हमारा पैसे को दूर रखना है, हमारा बैंक से थोड़ा दूर रखना है. So even if I want, if there is an emergency, I can always withdraw money. Just first keep it aside and then start spending. And after 15th of the month, if you find that you need some money, you can always take it out from those liquid funds or RDs or flexible deposit जो है उससे आप निकाल सकते हैं. But पहला जो है वो करना है. Otherwise the commitment, without commitment, that commitment is the first important thing that is required for me to start creating wealth.
But no, I'm with you on this formula, and I am all in for this equation that okay, this is how it should be on a personal front, because profit is different from savings. So if I am running a company and then I have to do several expenditure, after all that, whatever is left with me, revenue minus expenditure, that is my profit, which is okay. But profit is not equal to savings. So if I am earning something, I have to save first,
Yeah.
and this works even better because then I know exactly कि मेरा budget क्या होना चाहिए. Because otherwise I am like in a
Correct.
different ecosystem कि मेरे को पता ही नहीं है कि मेरे को खर्चा कितना करना है. तो मेरे को लगता है पहले तो ये तो मेरा basic है. And plus if I start thinking on those lines, then I know what should be my limits, because now let's say it's that kind of reverse engineering that now you are telling me that okay, if I earn 100 rupees and 30 rupees I have to keep for my savings, so that 30 goes away. Now I am left with 70 and I know this is my budget. Out of this, what all is to be done, and now I know how much I can pay, afford as a rent, I can afford as my fooding and discretionary expenses that you say. So I know exactly what kind of mobile phone I can afford. If I can afford just 5,000 ka mobile phone, or I can afford a 1 lakh ka mobile phone. So that range is huge. एंड बहुत थोड़ा थोड़ा सा ही फीचर्स में चेंज होता है, या बहुत सारा ब्रांड का एक क्वोशंट होता है उसके अंदर में, दैट आई एम कैरिंग एन एप्पल और आई एम कैरिंग a local or a Chinese phone. So that is just maybe it can be, it's not about the features and other things. It could also be about just that kind of social status kind of thing. But now if I have those budgets, अगर मेरे को पता है exactly कि ये मेरी ceiling है, इससे ऊपर का मैं मोबाइल फोन नहीं अफोर्ड कर सकता हूँ, then I know when I go to that shop, I know exactly कि मेरे को इतने रुपए तक का फोन दिखाओ. And I think this is a better way, and this is the right approach, I guess, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. And even if you look at the companies also actually start with a profit target. तो वो भी उनको 20% प्रॉफिट बनाना है, तो 30% प्रॉफिट बनाना है, वो टारगेट होता ही है. So target से लेके ही then they start looking at their, how do I control my cost, right? If I don't have the target for saving or for target for making profit, my expense control नहीं कर पाऊंगा.
ठीक है. So you have given me two lessons, both on my personal wealth management and also on my business wealth management, that I have to have a target as well. So I was doing it all wrong. Just that I sailed through, I managed to sail through somehow, but yeah, I would have done better if I had followed these equations. And also that 30 wala equation, that is also amazing. That and just elaborate it further. So till the age of 30 or starting the age of 30?
Starting from the age of, see, what happens is for most people 20 to 30, is they start earning money, because I've also gone through the 20 to 30, right? Typically you end up spending a lot of money. You have to see the world, you have to enjoy yourself. तो उनको जाके सेव करना है तो बहुत मुश्किल, that's a very difficult age, to save money. So, I will excuse those people. I mean, even if you don't save money, it's okay, right? So, but, by the time, the 30 onwards, you should start getting responsible in life. And, if you can start, because you also have to enjoy your life, because वो जो 20-30 का जो years जो है वो वापस नहीं आएगा, right? So, 30 onwards, you should start saving 30% of your money. And by the time you are 40, you should start saving 50% of your money, because जो 40%, by the time you are 40, your salary also would have increased. आपका salary, आपने, you would have grown into a position in your life, and आपका जो relative जो खर्चा है वो कम हो गया होगा. So you can afford to save 50% of your income at the time 50. By the time you are 50, you should have reached the stage where you already got your retirement corpus, and then afterwards, whatever you earn is a bonus. So that's from 30 onwards, we'll say that you should do a 30% savings minimum.
Okay. Just that I would like to elaborate it further or talk about it further, in the sense that 30 ka age, you are saying that till 30 you don't need to, but it will obviously depend on individual stage.
Individual stage. Yeah.
So if
I will not force anybody, but if जो है already जो that person is already inclined to do savings and not spending money, or उसका family situation जो ऐसा है,
exactly.
So he's got everything from today. I think there are many youngsters who got a lot of things from their parents, right? They don't have to buy a house, they don't have to spend, they live with their expenses are very less, especially those 20 to 30. They come out of the the new generation, right? They can afford to save money. And in fact, many of the youngsters I see, they save 100% of their income. जो 20 to 30 जो है, they are living with their parents very comfortably. They are able to save everything, whatever they earn. So it's not that you cannot save. You can definitely save, but there are people who have come up from their life. They have not, they have family background as such. That may not allow them to save enough money. So it's not mandatory. But from 30 onwards, it is mandatory, whatever situation you are.
Makes sense. Just that nowadays people start earning bigger money, and even at earlier as in smaller age and all.
Correct.
So they might do their bit of tweaking around this. But yeah, This is the thumb
And
rule.
many youngsters also, they want to, stop working by the time they are 40, 45. They don't want to. I mean, nobody thinks of working till 60 years today, right? And then many people come to us and then say, I want to stop working by 45, right? So they start saving very early, and that attitude is also, changing now. We see a lot of people changing and wanting to start their own business. And we will see a lot of entrepreneurs coming up in our country going forward.
So if I want to do that, maybe I can also do something like -5 in all these numbers. So instead of 30, I do 25, 30, and instead of that 40, 50, I do 35, 50. And I can just tweak this formula a bit according to my own.
Absolutely. You don't require. And these are all thumb rules. Just for you to guide it. These are all guiding rules, not really the universal laws. What we call. Even if you say, the blood pressure is 80-20, normal blood pressure, right? It's okay if you are, here and there at 5%, it's okay. Similarly, there is a body BMI index, it's all there. It's not that everybody cannot be perfect, right? So there will be, plus or minus will happen, and that definitely is manageable.
Makes sense, right? So Kaushik sir, let's say if I start doing that, at what age I should start picking something which is very or almost not volatile, a tool which makes money or which kind of saves my money or and also increases it. So my wealth creation I'm talking about. What is the tool? मैं क्या खरीदूं या किस जगह इन्वेस्ट करूं जो कि बहुत स्टेबल हो और जो वोलेटाइल नहीं हो, इक्विटी नहीं है, बिकॉज इक्विटी वी कीप ऑन डिस्कसिंग इट ऑल डे थ्रू, तो वो अलग से वी कीप ऑन डूइंग दैट. बट थिंक ऑफ इट, इफ आई व्हाट पोर्शन ऑफ माय सेविंग्स शुड गो इन समथिंग व्हिच इज अ वेरी स्टेबल काइंड ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट टूल, एंड व्हाट टूल इज दैट यू वुड सजेस्ट टू स्टार्ट विद?
See, if you look at it, there aren't many stable tools available. So even if you look at fixed deposits today, they are also volatile, right? Their interest rates are also changing quite a bit. Last year, 2020, 2020 में हमने देखा कि interest rates were almost 7.5%. Oh, suddenly, 3% तो गिर गया उसका fixed deposit. So today we are living in a world where a lot of uncertainties. I mean, 21st century is going to be full of uncertainties. It's going to be difficult to find an instrument or financial product that's going to be giving you a stable return throughout your life, right? So the only stable return that you can see is probably a fixed deposits, which may not be volatile, which will not give you negative returns, but that doesn't give you too much of this thing. At least 20%, in my opinion, at least 20% of your investment should always be available in a safe and non-volatile investments like a fixed deposits. Or you can look at these, liquid funds and debt mutual funds and short-term debt mutual funds. Debt mutual funds जो है वो बहुत time tenure के हिसाब से आता है. So there are 6 months 10-year debt funds. There are 10-year maturity debt funds which are there. Like जो 6 months to 1 year जो short-term debt funds जो होते हैं वो relatively stable होते हैं. So they don't fluctuate too much. So that should be part of your portfolio. 20% of that should be either in fixed deposits or liquid funds or money. Although they may not give great returns, but they will be just about inflation. You will probably get returns which are closer to about inflation, but that protects your portfolio from too much of volatility and can help you during those times of distress. There will be, every once in 5 years we will see there is a stock market. So big fluctuation that happens, and during those times, those 20-25% of those funds can help you. And those times, it is better to have a lot of money, so you can also invest into the stock markets whenever there is a correction that happens.
Okay. So what I understand that you are suggesting 20% of my money should be minimum of 20%.
Always be available.
Minimum 20% of my savings should go in a very stable kind of tool option, and which is not necessarily for making it big, as in earning big profits out of it, or earning huge out of it, or earning at all out of it, but it is more like a parking spot for me, jahan pe my money is safe from erosion at least. So it won't go minus this. If I am saving that 20 rupees, 20% minimum kind, so 20 rupees is parked on in this kind of tools, जहाँ पे वो 20 से 19 और 18 और 15 नहीं होगा कभी भी, दैट इज गोना बी 20 ओनली, और वो जो थोड़ा सा बढ़ेगा
तो
वो इन्फ्लेशन के साथ
जाएगा, बढ़ते जाएगा, तो धीरे धीरे बहुत धीरे धीरे बढ़ेगा, बट बढ़ते जाएगा।
हाँ, और वो बढ़ा जो है वो नेग्लिजिबल है, बिकॉज यू आर सेइंग कि अगर हम इन्फ्लेशन के साथ में उसको करेंगे तो वो नेगेट भी हो जाएगा शायद, बट स्टिल वो पैसा रहेगा। प्लस दैट इज माय कॉर्पस कि जब हमें अगर कुछ और अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है वोलेटाइल मार्केट में, एंड इफ लेट्स से माय जो रेस्ट ऑफ माय पोर्टफोलियो उसमें कुछ डिप आता है उसमें, और लेकिन वो डिप ही हमारे लिए वो टाइम होता है, मौका होता है जब हम फिर से इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं और बढ़ा सकते हैं, तब दिस मनी विल कम इन हैंडी, जिसको कि मैं वापस वहां से निकाल करके उन एफडी से या उन फंड से और उन बॉन्ड से निकाल करके और वापस इसमें इन्वेस्ट कर सकता हूँ। दिस मेक सेंस, ठीक है।
Absolutely.
ओके,
Absolutely.
सो सॉरी सर, आज हम
जो I just want to add one more thing.
please.
Let's see, आपको जो monthly जो savings जो है, so 20% definitely should go into your safe investments, and 20% should go into the long term volatile investments. बाकी जो 60% जो है आप उसको डिसाइड कर सकते हैं इधर डालना है कि उधर डालना है। तो 2020 तो ऑटोमेटिकली सेफ और रिस्की इन्वेस्टमेंट पे जाना चाहिए। 60% बीच में जो है वो आपका जो डिसीजन है, डिपेंडिंग ऑन what is your cash flow situation, how you want to what are the next 5-year goal that you have, depending on that you can decide on the next balance 60% जो of monthly जो savings जो है।
ठीक है, एक बार फिर से बता दीजिए मेरे को। 20% यू आर सेइंग बॉन्ड्स एंड एफडीज, व्हाट इज दैट नेक्स्ट 20%?
एफडीज, नेक्स्ट 20% is in the equity funds, you can put it in your equity funds, SIPs जो कर सकते हैं, जो आपको जो monthly savings जो है उसमें से 40% तो चला गया, so this you don't have to think, like 2020 तो जा सकता है। बैलेंस जो 60% जो है वो फ्लोटिंग, whether you have to put it in a फ्लोटिंग में आप रख सकते हैं, आप डिसाइड कर सकते हैं कि डिपेंडिंग ऑन योर कैश फ्लो, डिपेंडिंग ऑन योर मार्केट सिचुएशन, ऑल दैट।
ठीक है, सो 20 goes in very safe kind of options which are like FDs and bonds, 20 goes in other kind of bonds and funds which are like mutual funds and ETF, I guess that is what you are suggesting, and 60 is more like floating, exactly. And 60 is floating in the sense that it depends person to person. अगर मेरी एज कम है और मैं ज्यादा रिस्क ले सकता हूँ तो that goes into equity and other things. अगर मेरी एज थोड़ी ज्यादा है तो उसके हिसाब से I'll do that calculation.
And also cash flow, and also my cash flow, not just age but also cash flow. अभी मेरा जो अगला साल का जो expenses जो बड़ा expenses जो आने वाला है next 2 years, then I should not take risk, even if I am young.
Exactly. हाँ, ठीक है।
So cash flow के हिसाब से I have to take
cash flow and my targets as well. So अगर मैंने सोचा हुआ है कि 2 साल बाद में अगर मेरे को कहीं कोई ऐसी फी देनी है, कोई चीज खरीदनी है, कुछ मैंने कोई मैंने घर बुक कर रखा है या खरीद रहा है या कुछ टारगेट ऐसा कोई ऑब्जेक्टिव बनाया है, so I have to keep that money reserved for that
safe.
हाँ, ठीक है, that makes sense. Wonderful. So sorry sir, we couldn't discuss ETFs and other things in detail आज. We'll do that in the next episode, but this was even more important because I need to have money to invest in those things. So अगर ETF में डालने के लिए मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है और वो पैसे कैसे बनने हैं या कैसे बचाने हैं, वो आपने आज हमें समझा दिया कि ये जरूरी है कि पहले सेविंग्स अलग करो, उसके बाद जो बचता है वो खर्चा है आपका। So this is an amazing rule, and thank you sir for this insightful information and all this you shared with us. Thank you so much sir.
Thank you, Lord. Thanks so much.
Thank you.